We're live. What you saying, everyone? We've got a special guest today. Hey, this channel's different, man. We mix it up over here, so we're bringing a little bit of different content. We're trying to broaden our horizons in it. Steve, we're going to talk about the combat sports this weekend. Talk about all the boxing that's happening. There's a lot of UK interest there, likes of Dillian Whyte fighting, David Adille as well, Nick Ball. And then there's a banger of a UFC card on tomorrow in Chicago, UFC 319. Probably the fight of the year for me in the main event. So we're just literally going to sit here, talk a bit of shit about fight sports, give our predictions about what we think. I know Steve's a big fight fan. We've spoke about this behind the scenes about getting a little stream together to talk about it. And what better time, man, than what's coming up tomorrow. I've seen your Instagram stories and that. So,
you know that,
man. What's it saying then for this weekend?
Listen, you're either a fighting man or you're not in it, Jay. Some aren't in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah, man. It's obviously a big pleasure to come on your channel, man. Big up to yourself and the channel that you've got started, man. It's moving fast, bro, and it's deserved, man. You know what I mean? You're cooking week in, week out over there at LB. You know what I mean? So it's about time that you did your own thing, man. And big up to yourself as well. And obviously, like, you're always going to talk about the football, and we always will do that. We'll do that with LB, and you can do your own thing with yourself. But like, why not talk about another thing that we both love in it, which is obviously the fight game. So,
and loads of other people love it as well, don't they? And like we said before, people are always messaging us on Twitter and stuff like that, asking us about the UFC and the boxing. So why not let them come and listen over here, man, and give their opinions in the comments as well, innit?
Yeah.
No better place for it.
I know, bro. It's one of them where like a lot of football fans are either casual fight fans or you know, or a bit more hardcore. So, you know what I mean? There's always that interest there, man, with football fans and
for sure,
fighting,
man.
So.
For sure. And hopefully, you never know, they might watch it and become hardcore, man. They
might develop an interest.
Pique their interest, yeah.
But bro, going back to what you said earlier on, though, man, it's this for me it's the biggest fight night of the fucking year, man. It really is. It actually is. For, like, obviously, you've got other fights coming like Crawford, Canelo, but this separates it for me, bro, because we're talking about my favorite boxer here this weekend.
Yeah,
Friday.
I seen you put that on Twitter, to be fair, yeah.
Yeah.
Where does that come from then? Because it's not really a name you'd usually associate people with as the favourite fighter, Dillian Whyte, is it? So where does that come from with you then? With
people
Dillian?
are surprised to always hear that, but
yeah,
like it's my heart. It's like why did I become a City fan in it? I went where my heart went, yeah. So Dillian Whyte, man, he's never been the best boxer in the world. He has been world level, but for me, it's his attitude that I just fell in love with, innit? No homo.
He's a dog,
but like, just his mental attitude. Even the fact that he's taking this fight against Atoma. I don't think anyone else would take that fight.
No one else wanted it, man. No one
would take that fight, bro. Dillian Whyte has stepped up again. He's never had any help from no one, bro. No promoters have helped him. He's where he is because of himself, and he's sold himself to get where he is. So that's
not been a lapdog for the likes of Hearn and people like that.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Like,
you got to respect it, yeah.
Going back to the AJ days, he never had that help, bro. He was promised, for example, bro. He was fighting that American guy about 2 fights ago.
Yeah, Franklin, wasn't it? Jermaine
Franklin, big up, bro. And he was promised that the winner was going to fight AJ, and Franklin went on to fight AJ, but Dillian beat Franklin. So it's like, what's going on, man?
Yeah. It was actually a very close fight. That I feel like
it was competitive.
Yeah, Dillian. The last few times he's just come across as not that motivated to me. But I don't know whether this might bring that hunger back. Ever since I actually went to the Fury Dillian Whyte fight at Wembley, and
that's amazing, bro. That's amazing. It's a shame that you didn't get to much of a fight.
I know. He dealt with him relatively easily, didn't he? If you can remember.
You think he froze that night, Dillian?
Yeah, he did. And he got caught with that uppercut, and it was curtains. And he'd been chinned a couple of times before that as well, so I don't know whether his chin has been a bit compromised.
Well, I think he can take a punch, but he's susceptible to getting knocked out.
He is. That's the thing with Dillian Whyte, though. You've got to put him out cold, or he don't stop coming, does.
Because
the only times we've ever seen him get beat is obviously Joshua, who put him out cold against the rope.
Sparked out.
Povetkin landed that crazy dig in Eddie Hearn's back garden. Yeah. But he obviously avenged that loss, didn't he? He got that one back.
Which was an amazing avenge, by the way, because that was...
And then obviously Fury as well. So it goes that kind of pattern, doesn't it, where you've got to put him in a grave to stop it.
Really. It's been levels, hasn't it? Like, he's always come up short at the highest of levels. Tyson Fury at that time as well was probably prime Tyson Fury. I mean, he was obviously so good, and he gone on to doing what he did, and he obviously gave Usyk the amazing fights that he gave him. But obviously for me, Usyk won them fights. Like there's no doubt about
No,
that
he
for
did,
me,
he did,
because
yeah, for sure.
I know he still shouts to this day that he won, but he just
Yeah.
didn't. I'm sorry.
Nah.
I mean, I love Fury, but he just didn't win them fights. But yeah, man, it's come down to levels with Dillian Whyte, innit?
Yeah.
It's first that we spoke about him first, because obviously the boxing is on first, and so it makes sense to talk about that first.
He deserves it, and he deserves it as well, because he's got the track record. We've not seen this from Atoma yet, have we? Whereas we've seen Dillian Whyte. He's put in the hard yards. I mean, what are we, a decade later now from the Joshua fight? Pretty much. He's got wins against the likes of Joseph Parker. He's beat Derek Chisora twice in two of the best scraps I've ever seen in the heavyweight division.
Literally.
So the guy's got a track record to
he's fought undefeated fighters and beat undefeated fighters. He got Rivas in there. He was undefeated at the time. Nobody wanted to fight Rivas as well. No. But obviously he went there and did the job against him. You know, he's just a guy that, bro, he's fought everyone. And he puts himself down as well, because he often talks about how he's not talked up, but real fans like me and you will respect him for the wars that he's given us. He's given us wars to watch, win or lose, bro. So, you know, he's entertainment inside and outside the ring as well. So
we'll just look at those names, man, compared to Moses Atoma that we've just lined off then. And there's got to be questions that have got to be asked this weekend, and that's all we want to see. Do you know what I mean? I
want to see questions.
Yeah, even if it's like it stops in the 4th or 5th round, we want to see how Moses Atoma reacts to getting caught. I
want to see him get hit. I want to see him
get touched. Because we've not seen it yet, have we? And if there's ever a guy to do it, man, it's going to be Dillian Whyte in it. So how do you see the kind of style matchup, and how do you think it'll kind of go, Steve? What's your prediction for how the fight's going to turn out in the end?
Well, with that fight, obviously I've discussed him being my favourite fighter. So
yeah,
to put it this way, if I had £1,000 here in my hand, I would pay you that £1,000 for him to win. That's how much I want him to win.
To pay me to win, to let him win.
For Dillian to win. Obviously, it's not going to work like that.
Stick it on a bet then, but
basically, I'd do anything for Dillian to win. But I wouldn't put money on him though, because I don't think he's going to win, bro. I think
he's a big underdog, man. I think he's about 8-1 when I've checked, which is crazy, isn't it? But
you know, I mean, he's obviously coming in great shape as well. He looks amazing shape, but I think this is going to be another step too far for him, man. I know Atoma's not been asked questions yet, but the way he's dispatched of the people he's dispatched, I know that a lot of them have been men, but the way he's gone about his business and the skills that he's displayed against who he's been put up against, he has displayed some pretty incredible skills. His athleticism, his strength. I mean, the kid's 20 years old. He can bench 175 kg.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I've been training 10 years and fucking... Well, I have done that once, to be fair, but, you know, that was back in... not recently,
back in your prime, Steve.
Back in my prime, man, you know what I mean? But the guy's a scary guy, bro, and I think, obviously, the world is his oyster. I think you're probably going to look at a late stoppage, but I just... If it's the 8th round or 9th round, and Dillian can hurt him at some point, then I'm a happy man. As long as Dillian puts up a good display for himself, then I'll be a happy man, bro.
That's what we want to see, man. We want to see a fight, don't we? I don't want to see any first, second round stoppages, and I hope Dillian's got it in him.
I'll be in tears, bro.
I hope Dillian's got it in him to, even if he don't win, to put up a good fight, show a good showing. Like you say, this is probably the best shape I've seen him in a fight. Maybe forever, mate. Like, I don't think I remember him being in this good shape for a fight.
Nah, the guy's got abs, bro.
Exactly. I've never seen abs.
You know, the weigh-in's going to be somewhere tonight, somewhere along the line. So keep our eye out for that as well.
We'll have to keep an eye out for it. But it looks like he's coming in lighter. Obviously, that might be a bit of a game plan going off Moses Atoma's hand speed and things like that. He's probably going to have to be able to move around a little bit better. I actually agree with you. I think this is going to be a tougher fight than the bookies are making out, man. If Dillian can get that jab going early and try and hit him to the body, which is called a body snatcher at the end of the day, isn't it? Put some water in the tank and try and just grind him down a little bit, then we don't know what Moses Atoma's like after the 3rd or 4th round, do we? If he can drag him into a dogfight, exactly. If he can drag him into a dogfight, if he's tired, bro, then he's cooked. Never know. That's what I mean. That's why I'm not totally against it. If people want to have a little cheeky flutter on Dillian Whyte just to win 8-1, mate, I don't think that's a bad bet at all. I mean, I was the same when Dave Allen was coming in against Johnny Fisher in their first fight, and I was like,
unbelievable.
I don't have a clue how he's such a big underdog. I backed up Dave Allen at like 8-1, and then I was fuming because that one got given the draw, wasn't it? And he smoked him in the first fight.
You know, big up to Paddy Power though, because I think they paid out.
Did they?
They paid out for Dave Allen.
They didn't do me the same service, but I'm getting a similar feeling to that though, where it's a kind of a young lion coming through.
Yeah.
Dillian Whyte is that old wily veteran, but
Yeah.
you've got to. The only questions I have about Whyte is his showing in his last few performances, but the shape that he's come in makes me a little bit more confident, but I just think the style matchup's going to be a little bit of a struggle for him as well. I know we talked about Itoma's hand speed. I know Dillian's, most of his power comes from kind of, he's not technically the most sound, is he? It's more winging shots round the outside.
Sheer size of the guy as well. He's a big lump,
yeah,
isn't he?
he
knows how to use his weight as well.
Yeah, he loves throwing that left hook. He loves throwing shots around the side of the gloves. And I just think Atoma's just got that style where it's more bump, like straight down the pipe. Do you know what I mean? And
he's a skillful guy as well, Atoma, by the way. He's not just speed and athleticism. He's got footwork as well, bro.
And all boxing coaches in the world will tell you the straight shots always land before the shots round.
Yeah, man.
So I just feel like Atoma's going to catch him eventually. I don't think it'll be as early as everyone thinks it will be.
I said about 8-9.
Yeah, I can see it going late. If I had to pick, I'd probably say, between rounds 5 to 10, which is a bit of a spread. But if it gets around 8 and 9, then I think we're in for a pretty good fight, to be fair. And
I know, it'll be really exciting, bro.
Yeah, because if Atoma shows that he can go to that level and come through it that late on in a fight as well, then that answers big questions for us as well. So that can only be positive for him. I think Atoma's going to want rounds here. Because
I do as well.
He's not going to learn anything from getting Whyte out of there in the first round or the second round.
And neither will we.
No, exactly. So he's come up at the moment does remind me a little bit of when Anthony Joshua was first coming through. I obviously know he had the Olympics as well, but when he was flatlining people on the come up through the pro rank,
which again he was fighting a lot of bin men at them
exactly.
times.
And then he come across Dillian Whyte, who he did end up beating, but he
who caught him, bro? Dillian Whyte didn't he catch him?
And that answered a lot of questions that day about Anthony Joshua's resolve, done it. And then that's when he kind of went to that next level then, and we've seen him beat like the Klitschko's of the world.
Yeah, fair play to Joshua for what he has done in the game as well.
Because Whyte caught him big in that fight. Remember, he
got him with a left hook, didn't he?
Yeah, he had chicken legs, and then he cut. There was a bit of needle in that scrap as well, wasn't there?
Big needle, bro. The gloves are off and all that was some of the best I've seen.
So that brought out a different side of Joshua.
Bro, I'm waiting for that rematch, man.
I know.
Where's that rematch?
I know it will happen eventually. You know, I think if Joshua ends up coming back and maybe losing to Fury if he fights Fury, and then obviously if Dillian Whyte loses this, you never know. They might have that just one finishing fight, a little bit of a moneymaker down the line. If there's nowhere.
In an ideal world for me, Dillian Whyte wins against Atoma. One way or another, he wins in an ideal world, and then he fights AJ,
and then
the winner of
AJ
and Dillian,
yeah, he could, yeah.
The winner of them two goes on to fight Fury, so Dillian could get his rematch or AJ could get the fight. The first
imagine that resurgence of Dillian Whyte if he gets those two wins.
I know, it'd be unbelievable.
It's actually mad to think about, innit? Yeah. But I think we're on a similar page, aren't we, with this scrap overall?
Yeah, I mean, I can already tell I'm enjoying talking to you about Fight Game, bro, because it's clear that obviously I already knew you knew your stuff, but it's good to hear it out loud, man, face to face, bro.
I know we don't really get a chance to talk about it that much, do we? Because it's always
every time I talk to you, I'm asking you what channel's this on?
Yeah, that's true as well. That's true. I better find out all that info before tomorrow, and get it all.
Hey, I'll be. You know what, bro? I don't think I'm going to be in the house. You know, I'll probably be out anyway. I think I'm at my boys or something. So.
Yeah, I think I'm in Leeds tomorrow, watching the City match and that with all the boys in the day. So hopefully I can stay up late enough to catch the boxing for too many.
Looking forward to the City game as well, obviously.
Yeah, City game straight into the boxing, straight into the UFC, man. If Carlsberg,
it's the weekend of the year, man.
I'm telling you. So we've obviously spoke about that fight now.
Do you want to touch on Adille and Herovic? Just a quick.
Yeah, there's a couple. That's what I mean. There's a couple of British faithful on the undercard. I mean, there's a few other fights as well. Raymond Ford was supposed to be fighting Anthony Kakache, but Kakache's injured now, so he's just got a walkover fight now. Yeah, Kakache's out. So Raymond Ford, the guy who lost to Nick Ball.
That was a bit of a war, wasn't it, as well?
It was the Matchroom thingy fight.
Yeah.
The 5 versus 5.
The Queensbury.
Yeah, Nick Ball beat Raymond Ford.
Big up Nick Ball, man. I got a picture of him one night, bro. He's a fucking sick fighter. Yeah.
Is he tiny? He's like 5'3".
Bro, he was absolutely tiny, but I guarantee he would knock me out. I guarantee he would knock me out.
No. That's what I mean. But yeah, he dispatched Rimford, so I'm not that interested in that one. I think he's like 1 to 100 for winning this one. So yeah, we've got Filip Hrgovic versus David Adille in the heavyweight division. Bit of British.
It's exciting that one, bro.
Interest
for me,
in there as well.
Very exciting.
What do you reckon? Do you think he's got a chance? I know that Hrgovic is a pretty big favourite at the bookies, but he's not impressed me at all in his last maybe even 3 or 4 fights, Hrgovic. So how do you reckon this one will go?
If I was to brush over that fight, I'd go straight up and I would say Hrgovic on points because I like David Adille, but I just think he looks for that big shot a little bit too much. And when he don't find it, I just think he's just going to struggle, bro. And I think Hrgovic is obviously a bit more. He's not amazing by any means, but I just think he's a bit more polished than that.
Well, he's coming off a win against Joe Joyce, isn't he? But again, in my opinion, it was a terrible fight. It was like watching 2 old men slug it out in the end against Joe Joyce, because he's there for the taking after he's pretty much at the end of his career, Joe Joyce. So the fact that went to a unanimous decision as well, after getting beat off Chisora, Zhili Zhang done him twice in a row. That was supposed to be, I think, Hrgovic's invite, like back into the maybe top 5 conversation, but it kind of fell flat the whole fight in general, didn't it? So if he wants to bounce back properly, I think Hrgovic should be looking for a knockout. Can I see it? Probably not. I think you're probably right. I think if he's going to get the win, it will be a bit of a slugfest. Stinky decision. They're both not the quickest. Adille is probably going to be looking for that big shot, like you say. And I can just see a Hrgovic decision, man. Really,
I see it in it, bro. Come on, man. We're not daft, are we? Let's see.
We're both too aligned here.
I know it's not.
So far. We're gonna
have to fall out.
Challenging debates.
What have you got next?
Yeah, I don't think Adille's talented enough. I mean, he's not really fought anyone.
He gives me bully vibes, like.
Yeah, but I mean, when he fights the bully, he gets bullied though, because Fabio Wardley sparkled him, didn't he? Yeah,
exactly.
So, I can't see him doing anything, but obviously we'll back him. He's a Brit, isn't he?
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be nice to see him go and win.
But yeah, Hrgovic stinky decision, I'm saying, for that one. And then obviously Nick Ball, he's got to be one of the best fighters from the UK. One of our only world champions currently.
I think he's the only, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he is actually. Yeah, because obviously Dubois lost, didn't he? So it was one of 2, and now it's just Nick Ball. But I mean, I wrote this guy off in that 5v5 just because. I mean, I underestimated his size against Raymond Ford, and he proved everyone wrong, man. He's an absolute fucking animal, isn't he? What's your opinions on the big guy? I know you've met, well, not the big guy, the little guy, with big punches. What's your opinion on Nick Ball, man? How do you think he gets on this weekend?
He's got a shout of being. I know he is the only world champion, but he's got a shout of being maybe the best British fighter like around at the minute. I mean, out of all the divisions, I mean, like pound for pound.
Of course,
I think he's got it all, bro. He's an absolute dog. He's so fit. So I think anyone's gonna have a fucking hard night.
He's relentless in it. He's like the Marab of the boxing, where it's just relentless pressure in it. He pushes his opponents back onto the ropes and just lets his hands go, man.
I just think he's got it all, bro. I think it's another W for him.
And you know what? It's rare to find a fighter as aggressive and with as much power as he's got in those lower divisions as well. Yeah. Especially considering the size of him as well. This guy puts people's lights out and absolutely destroys them, doesn't he? So considering he's usually about 3 or 4 inches smaller than all of his opponents, the way he pins them back and throws them uppercuts like up the middle, man, from down low. That's probably why it's so hard to fight him, doesn't it? Because he's so short and stocky. The punches are kind of come, but he loves throwing them uppercuts underneath the guard of the guys he usually fight. So I can see another probably Ball knockout in my opinion. I know he's a big bookie's favourite again. Most cards are like this, aren't they, with the boxing? Like they're heavily weighted to one side, even though you don't know sometimes which way it's going to go. But I think it'll be a good coming out for Nick Ball, and I'm hoping the rumours start flying around about this guy maybe getting in with a new A at some point. Because if Saudi and Turkey can get hold of that fight and put the money up there, I think he could give him some big problems, Nick Ball. He's probably... Because Inouye's obviously people put him in the top 3 pound for pound fighters in the world, but every fight seems to get hit or dropped or hurt, even though he ends up winning by knockout. And I think if anyone's going to put one on Inoue and put him out, it's probably Nick Ball. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping for a knockout finish, and then I'm hoping Turkey has a bit of interest in
Bigger
that fight.
things.
Set that up down the line. Because then that's when you start talking about top 10 pound for pound conversations
for sure.
if we come through something like that. So they're like the main three on the card for the boxing tomorrow.
Just going on to what you said there about Turkey, bro. I just want to give Turkey a shout out, man, because
we've got to be done.
Before him, I was always leaning towards UFC because of the simple fact of, like you said, boxing.
That was the way it was going, wasn't it? It was kind of swapping over.
It was. The shift was well and truly shifted. Like UFC is obviously competitive all the way through the card, and then obviously Turkey's got involved now, bro. We're starting to see more competitive fights, man. So obviously boxing's now on the come up again. Definitely like to think so.
Well, he's got rid of all the politics, hasn't he? All the fucking purse bids and the arguments about weights and hydrations and promoters. And he's pretty much just playing football manager with these guys, boxing manager, isn't he? Where he's going.
He's doing a Hugo Viana, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. We'd have never seen Canelo versus Crawford ever. That would have never happened. And now this
you probably wouldn't have seen Fury and Usyk, mate.
No, you wouldn't. You know what I mean? You wouldn't. And now he's putting these fights together. He's saved boxing, in my opinion, whether people like it or not. And if you don't like it being over in Saudi Arabia all the time, then that's just the sacrifice we're going to have to make, man. Because they're the ones that are putting the fights together. They deserve it. They're still doing us a solid by still having these stadium shows over here. Like,
I know, but they're still well and truly involved. Don't get it twisted.
Well, they put on the Eubank Ben fight at Spurs, which I went to as well. That was a Riyadh season card, and they're still doing the public a favour by having it. And I know they've done a few shows over in the US as well. So big up Turkey, man. You've got to give him respect. I think he saved the sport.
Unbelievable.
Completely saved
obviously, the sport. It was like Eddie Hearn was doing a great job. He revived it back in 10, 15 years ago. And then it was just starting to just get that shift, bro, because Eddie Hearn was getting a bit stale. Like he was obviously looking after his fighters, and then he was just getting dead cards. So
and that whole Hearn and beef as well. That, they really didn't really want to do that much business
because of Turkey.
Exactly. And now they're pretty good mates by the looks of it, aren't they? And
going for coffees.
That 5 versus 5 card was unreal, man. I was buzzing off that. Just off the you could have put anyone in those scraps, but just having that.
There's another one coming soon as well, apparently.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. But the competitiveness of just having two stables go against each other and pitting the best against the best, it's such a good idea, man.
It's an immediate interest, doesn't it?
Exactly. So I'm looking forward to the next one, and I do hope they do that again soon. But big up to Turkey. He's like the Daddy Dana of the boxing world.
The Dana Whyte,
yeah. Which we're gonna try and caveat into there. See what I did, man.
Yeah, man, I like it.
I'm a proper panel show host now. So we've got
let's get into it, man.
A massive UFC card tomorrow. In my opinion, this is probably the best card of the year so far. I think it's probably the best main event of the year so far. I mean, if you would have asked me in December last year about maybe 3 fights you would have wanted to see in 2025, obviously you talk about your Aspinalls versus Jones. I would have probably slammed. Exactly. Not going to happen. I would have slammed probably Topuria Makhachev in there if Makhachev weren't going to move up. I think that would have been huge. But this would have been my third one. I think this would have been the top 3 fights that I would have wanted to see this year, just because of the I don't know where this has come from, but the absolute superstardom of Khamzat Chimaev. He's absolutely massive. I was watching the press conference a bit earlier. And this is in Chicago as well, by the way. So we're talking about an American audience. They were going crazy for him. They were booing Dricus the whole time. He couldn't even get a word out at the press conference hardly because
he was trying to play it cool, wasn't he? But
he was. He was trying to rile him up a little bit, but I don't know whether he's a little bit. He don't seem like the guy to get rattled, Dricus, does he? Because
he's never experienced anything like that before, Jay.
Exactly. He don't really get booed, does he? He's usually been like.
He might have done against Adesanya a little bit, but I've never seen anything like that last night when I watched that.
No,
that was
and I
fucking
mean, do you remember when Khamzat came to Manchester as well, and he was on like Wilmslow Road, and he got like the whole street shut down? He was like on.
I've seen clips of that, you know.
Yeah, and the whole street got shut down. Like this guy's like beyond popular, man. And
one
fight away from being an absolute fucking superstar around the world, isn't he?
Yeah, with this guy, man. You know, and any competitive fight Khamzat's going to be in, that fight is immediately highlighting in the year, in the year because, like you said, he's superstardom. You know. He's so like he just pulls you in, doesn't he? Like with his aura and that. You just want to see how Khamzat's doing. You want to see his press conferences. You want to listen to his interviews. he just attracts you like to see what he's doing, man. He's such an exciting fighter in every sense.
Yeah, well, I think when he first came in, I think his first taste of UFC, I think he fought, and then that's when he was doing that. I smash everyone, I kill everyone, and all stuff like that. And then I think he won that easy. That he fought a week later, so I think he's got the record for the quickest turnaround in UFC history. When he was fighting Abu Dhabi in COVID, I think it was, and I think he won them both within like the first round, I believe. And then since then,
he's took everyone down that he's fought
gone
in
on
60
this rocket.
seconds. In the first 60 seconds.
Wait. Yeah,
yeah, man. We're back, baby. Just a quick little malfunction there, innit?
Yeah,
I was just saying about Hamza, innit? How obviously every fighter apparently that he's fought, he's took them down. Obviously, the fight's gone on how it's gone on, but he's took everyone down in 60 seconds.
Yeah.
And I think the first 60 seconds in this fight is massive, bro. And it's going to be very telling.
It is.
See what's going to happen.
I agree. So, how I see it playing out, I mean, I'm just going to touch on Dricus quickly as well, because
for sure. He needs his props.
I've backed against this guy, right, ever since he fought Darren Till. And I went into that fight thinking Till was going to smoke him. I know I think he'd beat Derek Brunson just before that. And he'd beat him, but he'd looked terrible. Like, he looked like he was gassing out constantly in every fight that he had. And obviously, any MMA coach in the world, if they're teaching their students, they're never going to show them a Dricus du Plessis fight, are they? The way that he walks forward with his chin up, swinging punches from like down by his hips, like he's so unorthodox. But he just always seems to find a way to win somehow. I'll talk about that Darren Till fight. Darren Till was lighting him up in that second round, and Dricus looked done. And it was I think going into the third round, it was 1-1, and obviously everyone thought Darren was. And he just like has got this dog in him where he grabs hold of a leg, like he took him down, I think, and he ended up stopping him with I think it was a choke.
It was a choke, yeah.
Yeah, but he's just crazy, unorthodox, and I think that's probably why he's so difficult to fight, because you can't really plan for a guy like this. Do you like when even going into the Strickland fight, I thought the way Dricus du Plessis comes forward with his chin up like that, and the way he fights on the feet, I thought Strickland's just going to pick him apart. Strickland at the time was coming off the back of a win against Adesanya, probably what talked about as one of the best boxers in the UFC, with like his kind of shoulder roll, Mayweather-esque. I'm not saying it's like Mayweather.
No, I hear you, bro.
Similar style in it. He's got great defense. He picks his shots well. And then it was a close one, the first one, and then Dricus completely dominated the second fight on the feet as well. He barely even took him to the ground. So I think I'm just done with doubting Dricus.
Really?
Yeah, I think I am. So
against Hamza.
I'll tell you now what I think is going to happen, and then you can. This might be the first time we disagree, Steve. The first time of the night. So let's see what we do.
You know what? That'll be funny. It's funny you said that. So let's go. Let's see.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think Hamzat's chance to get rid of him is always going to be in the first 5 minutes of a fight. And we've seen him absolutely destroy everyone in the first round, even against Kamaru Usman, which was a very close fight in the end. I personally thought it was a draw because I thought Khamzat 10-8'd the first round, and I thought Kamaru outboxed him in the second 2 rounds. Again, because Khamzat had put so much into that first round that I think his cardio had just let him down in the last 2 rounds. So I think he was lucky to come through that one, really. But that's exactly how I see this fight going. I think Dricus is obviously a lot more physically imposing than anyone Khamzat's ever fought before. Obviously, Kamaru's a good wrestler, but apart from that, I've seen Khamzat struggle against like Gilbert Burns. That was another fight where he dominated the first round again.
That was another war, bro.
Yeah, he couldn't really land the takedowns after that, and I saw like Gilbert kind of kicking him off in a butterfly guard and things like that, and was able to keep him off him. Even when he finished Kevin Holland in the first round, it took him a while to kind of get. Kevin Holland was showing him some good scrambles in that match, and he found it difficult to pin him down. So I think, but then again, I said against Robert Whittaker that Robert Whittaker would be able to navigate the first round and second round, and I said he'd do the same. That I'm going to say Dricus is going to do now. I think Dricus is going to be able to survive the first round. I think the first round is all about survival. If he can keep it on the feet, then fair enough. But I think he's got to expect to be going to the floor. If he does go to the floor, I think the worst thing he can try and do then is try and get to his knees and build a base and try and get back onto his feet.
He needs to pull guard, innit? Yeah.
Yeah. Little technical difficulty again, but yeah, I think the worst thing Dricus can do is try and get back to on his knees, try and create a base, try and use the cage to try and get back to, because that's when Khamzat usually wraps in his hooks and usually takes you back, usually tries to sink a choke in. That's exactly what happened to Whittaker. I think Whittaker was too desperate to try and get back to his feet, and that's when Khamzat is able to get you. He's got to remember this is a 5-round fight. Khamzat's never been past the 3rd round in his entire career. And we've already seen what he looks like in rounds 2 and 3 of a fight against top-level fighters. So as long as Dricus concentrates on surviving the 1st round, rather than obviously trying to mix it with him wrestling-wise, I think he's going to take over, man. And I think he'll probably end up getting a late stoppage, in my opinion. I think he's going to look for a KO around round 4 or maybe 5. But I think around about the end of round 2, I think that's when you're going to start seeing Dricus taking over the fight. He'll keep it on the feet. Khamzat will be shooting for takedowns, which will then be being stuffed at this point, exerting a lot of energy. And I just think Dricus has got enough in the tank and enough experience now against world-class fighters that he'll just be able to navigate himself to a victory, man. I just think he just knows how to win, Dricus. And I think he's another one of them, similar to what you said with Dillian Whyte before. I think you've got to put him out to stop him, because I can't see him tapping. And I can't see him losing a decision either, because I don't think Khamzat's got enough to go the full 5. I hope he proves me wrong, and I hope we see a 5-round war. But in my opinion, I'm going DDP late stoppage. I think by TKO. By TKO, I think he drops him a bit of ground and pound, and the ref comes in. So, are we going to have our first disagreement?
Bro, this isn't good, man. This isn't good.
Go on.
I've got screenshots to prove this. I've actually got DDP submission.
No.
Round 4, 5.
No.
I think he's gonna win by sub. I think he's gonna end up taking Khamzat's back late, because I think Khamzat's gonna get tired. Obviously, we talk Khamzat up, rightly so, because he is a killer.
He deserves it.
He's the most dangerous man in the roster in 1 round. Yeah. But DDP, I think he's gonna survive round 1, man. And I think it's gonna get hard for Khamzat. I mean, I hope Khamzat's cardio and endurance is massively.
You'd like to think so, wouldn't you? Yeah.
I think it has, but how much could it have possibly improved? You know, like you've either got it or you haven't when it comes to endurance. And I think DDP's turned into a bit of a endurance king, cardio king.
He got that nose reconstruction, DDP, didn't it? After the Till fight, I think it was.
Right.
So I think he had a blocked
his airways in his nose.
Yeah. Because Justin Gaethje was similar, and he had the same. So DDP's been proper vocal about this, that since he's had that done, that's when his cardio's really improved.
Yeah, man. Because he wasn't all that before that, was it?
No, now he was gassed. And a lot
he couldn't breathe, bro.
Yeah.
Now the guy's got like 3 nostrils.
Yeah, I know. That's it, man, and that's the difference in it. Just being able to breathe properly. Obviously, if you've got a busted up nose and it's blocking all your airways, then it's going to make
another thing with DDP as well, bro. He's fucking massive, Jay.
Yeah, he is.
Khamzat is big, but he's always been at 185. Khamzat's kind of coming up to that, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. Have you seen the weigh-ins as well, Steve? By the way, have you seen
not yet, bro?
So Khamzat's actually weighed in 2 pounds under the limit of middle. He's weighed in at 183. So that's a little bit of added info for you before.
Right. So this might be interesting. This might be telling in terms of his endurance and cardio, man, because maybe it has improved. Yeah. If it's up to scratch, bro. If it's up to scratch, bro, Khamzat will win this fight because he's got more than DDP. Yeah. But DDP, like I say, naturally he's a huge man. Yeah, he's probably going to be coming in at 215 in the fight. Yeah, he's absolutely massive. Cardio's king in fighting, no matter whether it's boxing or UFC, and he's not a shitbag. He's going to withstand pressure. He's going to withstand whatever you throw at him, and that's why I've got him to get that late sub, bro. Because I think Khamzat's going to get tired. I think he's going to give up his back. Yeah, and I think he's going to get choked out, bro, by DDP, man.
It's a great shout, you know. Imagine the scenes as well that if DDP subs Khamzat of all things as well.
Again, I'm going to be upset, Jay, because I love Khamzat. I'm a fanboy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I can see it. Especially if he drops him on the feet and we get this visual of Hamzat kind of curling up and he kind of rolls onto his belly to try and avoid it. Then we know DDP's got the subs to get people out there. We've seen him sub Adesanya. We've seen him sub Still.
I think it could go similar to that, bro. The way he did it to Adesanya. Like, it was sloppy again, wasn't it? But he just did it.
Adesanya was looking great in that fight, and again,
he's looking unbelievable.
But
and
DDP just finds a way, man, to get hold of you, get his hands on you, doesn't
he withstood the storm, and I think he's probably going to withstand this storm as well. But I think it's going to be a heavier storm. Don't get me wrong. You get me? Hamzat's coming to bring it, and especially the Atoma's 183. His endurance might be fucking top notch.
Well, that's probably a good takeaway from it, because a lot of people have been talking about what the reasoning for this would be, because you'd expect him coming into a fight with DDP.
He cuts, bro. Even at 185, Hamzat has to cut, bro.
Yeah, he does. You know I don't know how he ever made 170, to be honest.
Well, he didn't make it at one point, innit?
So yeah, I was saying, obviously, Hamzat coming up from 170. He had a great run there, and even at that point, I thought this guy realistically could be our first 3-weight world champion, because you've seen the size of him at welterweight.
I know.
And there's already people of talking him up, moving to middleweight. And at the time, obviously, Adesanya was there, which would have been a great stylistic matchup for Hamzat, wouldn't it?
For Hamzat, yeah.
And then you think about up again. If he gets his hands on Alex Pereira, who was the champion then, who's strictly a striker, then
I know.
But obviously things have changed a lot now. There's a couple of more sufficient wrestlers like DDP and Ankalaev at 205 as well. So it's looking a little bit trickier, that route now. But like you say, man, this is his first ever proper 185er, and probably a large.
He's a big 185er as well.
Yeah, he's built like a fucking brick shithouse, isn't he? Like,
he doesn't look normal. He's built, bro. He's muscle on muscle, isn't he? Yeah. I was just saying as well, bro. I was just touching on how interesting it is that they're coming in at 183, because like I remember when he did actually miss that 170 limit by like 9 pounds or something crazy. Do you remember that time? He literally like stopped. Yeah, man. Well, I was just talking about his weight, bro. How obviously how interesting it is that obviously that he's coming in at 183, because I know how big he is, Hamzat, as well, and he struggled to make 170, and then he missed 170 by like 9 pounds or something crazy.
Yeah. That was when they switched the fights, wasn't it, with Nate Diaz and Tony Ferguson and that.
Exactly, bro. He missed it by like 9 pounds. So I just think it's very interesting, and it is, to me, it's quite interesting and a positive thing that he's coming in light, because hopefully he's been working more on that endurance, and if he has, then this could be very competitive all through 5 rounds, maybe.
Yeah, man. I'm excited.
By the way, the bookies have got Hamzat favourite, and we both think DDP will win.
Exactly.
So
trust
do
me,
with that what you want to do with that.
I'll be slamming some money on not only the underdog in the main event, but the underdog in the co-main event as well, which we're going to come on to now. But we're aligned against it, both on DDP, both on late finish. The co-main event, we've got big interest in this one, because we've got our boy Lerone Murphy from Manchester top team. He's going to be fighting a UFC debutant in Aaron Pico. Obviously, this guy's coming in with a lot of hype. Yeah, he's coming in with a lot of hype. He's a high school wrestler. I think he's represented USA in wrestling as well. He's also a Golden Gloves boxing champion. So he's coming in with a lot of hype around how well-rounded he is. You very rarely get a mixer fighter who's got the ground game and got the stand-up to match as well. So Lerone's actually, surprisingly, the undefeated UFC guy who's ranked in the top 10 is an underdog against the UFC debutant, man. And in my opinion, this is disrespect to me. I don't think Lerone should be an underdog in this fight. Like you said,
it has to be disrespect, bro. The guy's never put a foot wrong.
Exactly. He's undefeated. His O's still not gone. I think he's 7-0 in the UFC. He's coming off a win against Josh Emmett in his last fight, where he outpoints him. Josh Emmett has been a top 5 fighter for the last decade in like the featherweight division. We've seen him sparkle Bryce Mitchell and send him to the shadow realm, haven't we? And Lerone picked Josh Emmett apart in his last fight. So how I see this one going, I see Lerone Murphy is very similar to Leon Edwards when he was first coming up in the welterweight division.
Technical and safe.
So technical, so defensively sound, doesn't get himself into dogfights, has got great takedown defense. I know Leon's has fell off a bit in the last few weeks since becoming, not few weeks, but last few fights since becoming champion. But when you think about the Kamaru fights and the Colby fights, like elite takedown defense, he's got great hips. He can he's good at keeping wrestlers off him. He uses the cage well. And I just think Lerone's going to have too much for him on the feet. He's going to be too long and rangy. He's got a great jab again, good kick, good low kicks as well. So Larone's just good at point scoring, man. And I think this is the perfect fight for him to point score because he don't want to be sitting in the pocket with Pico. He's similar. He's a similar build to Michael Chandler Pico, where he's ripped a fuck. He's quite small, but he's good in the pocket. He likes throwing a left hook. He likes working the body. And I think if Lerone can just fight smart and show good defense, I think he should win this one pretty comfortably in my eyes. So I'm going to go 30-27, clean sweep. Maybe a boring fight, bro. Yeah. But I'm not that bothered if it's a boring fight. I just want him to get the win. So I think 30-27 Lerone for this one as an underdog as well. So yeah, what do you reckon? I've got a feeling you might agree with me.
Same, man. I think 30-27. Yeah, man. I think it's going to be 30-27 as well, man. I think Pico, he's a good fighter if you play in his game. But I think Lerone, he's going to school him. I think he's going to take him to school a little bit. I think it's crazy he's the underdog. And I think Pico as well, he's coming into the big UFC now, bro. He just got his suit designed for him at the press conference. This is a big thing for this guy. I think this guy's going to be shook. I think he's going to freeze on the night as well. I think tomorrow night, he's probably going to freeze, bro. And he's probably going to try and stink the place out. But Larone's too wise for that. And he's been here before. So
I agree.
I think it's going to be a clean sweep each round.
Well, we've seen a few debutants recently, haven't we, Steve, that have come over from Bellator or PFL and everything, and the afros.
Exactly, bro. That press conference yesterday, Pico said it himself, bro.
Yeah.
He said I haven't seen anything like this. He's got a suit custom made. You know, he's never worn that suit before in his life. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying?
I agree, man. There's levels to this game, and I think to have the UFC guy as the underdog, especially an undefeated one, is disrespectful. Like I said, we've seen Patchy Mix come in, lose on his debut easily. We've seen Pitbull come in and lose to Yair on his debut.
He froze that night.
Exactly. These guys coming in have not experienced something like this before, so I'm completely with you on that one.
That's another agreement.
Exactly. Man, we need to disagree on one of them. I think there will be one before. So
we're talking about MVP next, though.
Yeah. So there's 3 more fights on the main card. We'll do MVP. We'll do MVP first, obviously, because it's got that Britishness behind it. Someone who we're backing. He's fighting Jared Cannonier up at middleweight. Obviously, he come in the UFC fighting predominantly at welterweight. He said himself that he's not really got the matchups that he's wanted there. He obviously had that a loss to Ian Gary at welterweight as well, who's obviously gone on to show that he's levels in the welterweight division. But Michael Venom Page has got a great win over Shara Bullet, who everyone had as a massive favourite in that fight, and I remember backing MVP.
Wow, big up to you, man. That's a mad one.
Pretty comfortably as well. So he's staying at middleweight. It's a chance for him to be ranked at 2 different weight divisions. I mean, I just don't think at 38 years old he really wants to be waiting around. So I think he's quite happy to take money fights in either division. So how do you see this one going? I feel like this one might be the one we might disagree with, because this is the biggest 50-50 of the night for me when it comes to a fight.
Right. Well, I do disagree, actually. I think MVP knockout. I think in a way, Cannonier's kind of built for MVP. I think he's going to be a bit too slow for him on the night and stiff. MVP for me is one of the most exciting fighters on the roster. He don't even want to be fighting at 185, by the way. He's just here because he just wants to get them fights. So credit to him for that. You know, he fears no man. He'd even fight at 205, by the way. I was listening to him earlier on. And that's the type of guy he is. I think
he still looks big as well, doesn't he? Have you seen the face?
Big enough. He's about 6'3", isn't he?
Compared to Cannonier, yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's going to be too fast for him, bro. I think he's going to get that knockout.
Well, I think that's what he does have in this fight for sure. The speed advantage. I've been going over this one and changing my mind in my head all week, man. I was MVP at first, but then I just kept telling myself about how Ian Gary took him down. I think
Ian Gary was fighting scared that night, man.
Yeah, he's another one who's just very defensively sound, Ian Gary, isn't he? But Jared Cannonier is coming off a KO win against Gregory Robocop Rodriguez, who everyone
that was big, by the way.
People was talking about him being like the next big thing. I mean, I was at the Manchester UFC.
That was another debut for Robocop, no?
Huh?
Was that a debut in the UFC for Robocop?
He beat Christian Leroy Duncan in Manchester when I was there last year. He beat him. Because that was supposed to be a bit of a walkover for CLD in his home country and all stuff like that. And Robocop dispatched them in pretty easily, so obviously got a big step up then. He actually dropped Cannonier early, and Cannonier kind of come back
He dogged it out,
revived
didn't he,
himself.
and tired him out.
And that is why I've changed my mind on this, man, because I don't think MVP's got as much power as RoboCop. Don't get me wrong, that was a 5-round fight, so it's a little bit different because MVP has got the skill to try and just point to victory as well in a 3-round fight, especially if he can start quick and get his jab going. But I mean, Cannonier's got wins against the likes of Sean Strickland, Marvin Vettori. He's been in there with Israel Adesanya.
He's not a mug, bro.
No, he's not a mug, but he is old as well, though. He's over 40 now. But I just think he might have that experience to be able to mix in the takedowns, even just
he might be too big and heavy for him on the night.
If I've seen MVP struggle with a takedown with Ian Garry, I think if Cannonier is going to get his hands on him, Cannonier who's fought at heavyweight, by the way, it's just going to be a different kettle of fish when it comes to grappling.
I hear you, man. I just don't think Ian Garry was there to be hit, but I think Cannonier will be there to be hit a bit. So
and I completely agree. I think if Cannonier comes in, like you're saying, he's got that slow plodding style, then MVP will pick him off relatively easily. I think that's why it's a 50-50 made, because I think it's going to either be really one-sided one way and an MVP decision, in my opinion, or I think Cannonier is going to just try and lay and pray and hold him against the cage.
Very possible, bro.
Yeah, mix in a few bit of ground and pound and that. And I have changed my mind. I think I'm going to go Cannonier as an underdog.
I'm glad you have.
I know. Well, we've disagreed on the first one. I mean, that's 3 underdogs that I've got in the last 3 fights of the UFC. So there's money to be made there if it does come off. But yeah, it's about time we had a discussion about how we disagree with each other.
I know. But then again, I can see why you've gone for what you've gone with, and you can see why I'm said what I
100%,
said. So,
100%.
You know
and don't get me wrong, I'm backing MVP all the way.
Yeah, for sure. He's so entertaining to watch, isn't he?
What comes after the stepping stone of Cannonier? He's big, man. He probably gets a top 5 matchup. We could see him in with the likes of, I mean, Whitaker's been pushed out the top 5 now, but that's a big fight for him. I mean, he could start clamouring for an Adesanya matchup, who's currently not got anyone to fight.
He said it would take a lot of money for them to fight, because them two are boys, you know.
The boys, yeah.
Yeah.
The UFC would pay a lot of money to see them
fight.
Yeah. So imagine seeing them two square off.
That'd be an amazing watch.
Or even a Strickland, man. Imagine MVP Strickland and it's a striking battle. Yeah. That'd be good to see as well. So
I would like to see MVP go back down to 170 though as well, man. Because I think these guys are dinosaurs at this weight, bro. These guys are big guys.
I agree. Because then you get into your Kyoba Hallows, your Imovovs, your Renier Derridas.
Yeah,
they're all grapplers, aren't they?
The beasts, bro.
And Hamzat, do you know what I mean? If Hamzat wins, that's when MVP is going to come a bit unstuck, man. These guys who just shoot takedowns constantly. So I agree with you. I think he's probably got the best chance at a title shot at welterweight.
Yeah.
If they match him up well. But it depends what Dana wants to do with him, innit? That's why he needs a big performance, I think. So crowds are calling for a big fight. Because then
even the fact that he beat Shara Bullet, bro, that should have been big enough for me, bro. That was like a big statement win.
I know. So it'd be interesting to see where he goes. Yeah. That's what I said to LB when he come on the channel the other day.
I watched it, bro.
Yeah.
I watched it. I tuned in.
Yeah. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where MVP goes after this. And then there's a couple more on the main card. I know we've got Carlos Prates is fighting Jeff Neal. I know this fight was lined up a few months ago, and Neal pulled out with injury, and that's the one that Ian Garry stepped in on short notice on and beat Prates in a decision victory. I think it was Prates' first loss in the UFC as well. He'd been sparkling everyone before that. So it's a little bit of a step back after he's lost to Garry. But I can see him probably getting this one done. I think Jeff Neal's an animal, though, man. I can't see this one going 3 rounds. They both come out swinging. They both come out trying to take each other's chins off.
I'm going to say a Jeff Neal knockout for me. But
are you going the other way? Yeah.
I am, yeah. But you're stepping into a more realm of your side here, because I'm a bit more of a casual at this point. I don't know much about these guys. I just know little bits. So. But from what I've seen of Jeff Neal, I'm gonna get him with.
He's got the track record, Steve. Though I mean, you talk about signature wins. Jeff Neal's beat like Bilal Muhammad, who ended up being a champion. But again, hands of steel, Neal, man, he's coming out for a chin, and they're both gonna stand there. And I just think Prates is just long enough and can stay on the outside.
He seems to be fresher. Am I right in saying that?
Fresher. He's a lot younger. Similar to how I think Larone's going to take it. Just stay on the outside, stay long, and I just think he'll catch him with a left, or mate, he throws them spinning wheel kicks and shit all the time. So he could catch him with something spectacular like that and get himself on a highlight reel. So yeah, I've got Prates, but at least we disagree for another one.
I know, man. Let's do it.
One thing we do agree on is I think it'll be a finish in that fight either way.
Yeah. It'll be a knockout.
And then the last one, I don't know. We might as well just throw it in there. I don't know how much you've seen of these, but Tim Elliott's fighting Kai Asakura. Asakura came in.
By the way, Jay's showing off his knowledge. Big up Jay, man. Yeah, this guy really knows his stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? This is out of my realm here, boys.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. At least I'll keep it real, though.
Now. I'll do it quick. So Kai Asakura came into the UFC, made his debut in a title fight against Pantoja. They had to drag someone else in from another organisation because he'd cleaned out the division. A striker, pretty much a Thai boxer. He come in and looked good in the first round. He looked quick. He looked big for the division. Got good kicks, got good punches as well. But obviously Pantoja is just an animal, man. Ends up taking him to the ground and sinking the sub in like he does to pretty much everyone.
Yeah, he's a killer.
He is a killer. So I think the UFC's idea here is to give them one of the old dogs of the division, Tim Elliott. Mohamed Makayev's got a win against Tim Elliott. For the people who know the UK fighters, he's based out of Manchester as well. Not in the UFC at the moment because of his behaviour, but hopefully he'll be back soon because I think he's the only one who can beat Pantoja in the world in this division for me. So hopefully
we'll see more. Are you talking about soon. Is he the Asian looking lad?
Yeah, he's fights out of Manchester.
Bro, is that the guy you're on about? Yeah, he's fighting in Wigan, innit? He lives in Wigan at the moment.
Yeah,
he was a savage, man. He was 7-0, innit? And he kicked him out.
Yeah, so he beat Manel Kape at that Manchester card last year, and they chucked him out for his behaviour, and he was probably like pretty much in line for a title shot after that match. So
yeah, man, it's such a shame about him.
He's got to learn his lesson. I mean, he's only like 23 anyway, so he'll be back. But he's got a few wins outside the organisation now, so he's already knocking on the door. But I think this is just set up for the UFC to get a big statement knockout for Asakura after obviously he come in and lost his debut in a title fight. So I think they just want to try and build him back up again slowly. He's another young guy, so they're feeding him one of the older heads of the division. Right. And Asakura will finish this one by knockout, I reckon. Either maybe even something crazy like a fucking wheel kick or something. Yeah. But I think it's a walkover. There we go, man. And that pretty much wraps it up, man. The main card of the UFC.
Listen, me and Jay, we were speaking before, guys. We'll make a little video. We'll do it on a separate video, though, innit, Jay? And we'll talk a little bit more about our backgrounds in the fight game and stuff like that, innit?
Yeah, sounds
so obviously,
good.
We'll see how this video gets on, bro. Hopefully, do all right, man. Just another video out there for yourself.
Well, we'll always try and get you on, Steve. There's a big card coming up to chop up the boxing, the UFC or whatever. I mean, we always speak it in the background anyway about the fight, don't we? So, like you say, why not do it on here? And I know you said you had a few questions.
We've had a few technical. We'll save that for another day, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. So like we say, we'll be back. We'll chat about our backgrounds, what got us into loving fighting and stuff like that. If you've got any questions for us, drop them in as well. Let us know your predictions. If you agree or disagree with us, I know me and Steve haven't disagreed that much today, but hopefully on the next one we'll be having a bit more of a row on that. If we've
man. I'm sure we will. Don't see why not.
Thanks for coming on, man. I've had a blast.
I appreciate it, bro. Good to come on your channel, man. Like I said,
it's been good, man. It's been good, and looking forward to tomorrow.
Can't hear you.
Yeah. So again, thanks to Steve. Hopefully, gonna be a regular guest on these combat breakdowns.
Defo, bro. Defo.
Again, and I guess we'll see you all on the next one, man. Let us know, like we say in the comments, what you think.
Big up everyone, man. Big up yourself, Jay.